Hey everyone, today is the Daily Color, episode 147. And we are starting on the bonsai trees. The next page is decorated shelves. I've been looking forward to these two particular pages for some time. My random number generator tells me that today is my Marie's and it is set 18, I believe. So I am going to start with what for me is the hardest part, and that is working on the foliage and getting it to look somewhat realistic and fluffy. So I am going to use some of the techniques that I've been using recently. I worked on fir. So this is sort of a curly type of a shrub. I was looking at some bonsai tree images, so I am just going to do a solid loose layer. So I guess it's not solid, a ovals layer, and I want some lights and darks to help me put in the details, and I don't want to have to invent the details. So if I were to do this as a really smooth green, I wouldn't have any hint to the shrubbery looking nature of this bonsai tree. And I had an image that I used to get the colors chosen. And in a moment here, as soon as I finish my light ovals layer, I will give you this color. And of course, I will always have the colors listed in the description. This is officially page 29 in the book for me. 081 is the middle green. I have a light green, 072. This Marie's 168 set is from Temu. You can get it from AliExpress as well, and there are no names, just the number, 070. And the darkest color for today will be 066. So the artist, Johanna Basford, gave us some hints for shadows. And I always use her guidance on the shadows. So these little dots are areas that I will focus with the darker colors. I am mapping in a little bit of the darker areas. I have not switched to the darker green yet. For this particular image, I will go darker before I go lighter. For some reason, doing the foliage and mapping out the darks after I get this base of the middle green seems to make sense to me. I am left-handed, and I will be struggling a little bit with the angle that we're working at. I'm coming to the image from the left side, and so we'll see how well that works for me. I think this book has 82 pages, so 29 is what page number this is. I am including the inside of the cover that I colored. So I think there's 82 colorable pages, not including the front and the back cover on the outside. So that is pretty exciting to be getting that this far into the book. I'm still working in little circular motions, getting in some of the shading around the house areas. adding in a few extra areas of dark, more so than even what we were told by Johanna what she wanted to be dark. So at some point here soon, I'm going to switch to non-circular lines, somewhat like the fur lines when we were doing the bunny and the fox. So I do want there to be a hint of circles. This is a very smooth paper as well, so we need to try to keep the fluffy feeling of kind of a wiry, dense green vegetation. I have another dark green. This is the darkest one though. Definitely am hearing some rumbles of thunder. We have storms all week actually. It will still be warm, but we are going to have thunderstorms like for the next 10 days. Okay, I am choosing a slightly lighter green, 070. And this is the whole thing with the Maries. The one thing you do have to watch for with them is the barrel colors do not match. This is actually coming out darker than the one I just finished, and look how much darker this barrel is than the one I'm now using. So just keep that in mind. I'm using what appears to be the darker of the two to get some more curling vegetation. Working my way up. I think I hear rain. It's either wind or rain. And closer thunder. I'm going to go underneath here and really darken up around the branchy areas. That was the bang of a door.
Yeah.
That's our garage door, I think, that we just heard being closed. Oh, the weather has turned. Okay, so I think I have enough. And now I'm going to go in with the lighter green. It is going to end up being like the sunlight hitting the tops And one thing I did forget to get, I do have a brush with me today, but the Maries are not a big crumb generator type pencil, but I did forget an eraser, and I will be wanting to do some erasing. All right, now I'm going to come in with that middle green, which did the base, and I am going to add some texture-y bits, and it is a pretty bright green. My goodness, the wind really just picked up, swirling every which way. Just going for all the little details. And before I finish off the shrubbery, I will then switch gears to working on the rest of the image, and then we'll adjust the details depending on how the other parts turn out. Alright, so that is what we look like right this minute. I'm going to set the greens aside and move on. I'm going to work on, I have 3 tones for the bonsai trunk. The trunk of this type with this banding, I looked up what type of bonsai this is, and it's like a spliced, where you have planted 2 different types of trees with 2 different colors of bark. And so this one mimics an image that I saw that looked pretty cool. So it has reddish bands and like a gray band, and then I'm gonna do like a very soft birch or very light wood. Maple? Is maple light? Oh, we've got lots of thunder going on. So I'm just going to sketch in the areas that I want the various colors. I've got 3. The 2 colors I'm using for the reddish brown are 112 and 156. So I want to get them mapped out. I've got 3 for the very light colors. 135, 168, and 115. This gold with the shiny paint enamel is a little bit difficult to see. And of course it got really dark outside. It was just sunny a few minutes ago. Okay. Okay, my third color is I was talking about the two colors for the third color tone on the spliced together bonsai tree trunk. So I'm using 95 and 80. So the area that is going to be the gray blue tone is this chunk right here. And I'm doing a little bit of the blue, but it is really a kind of a driftwood gray blue tone on my reference image. Oh, I just saw a bunch of lightning. All right, so that's the main three tones. And then I will make the base here this direction, the blue-gray. Oh, I haven't mentioned, so this week we actually have company coming again. And I was able last time we had company to be able to do my daily color. So this time I just finished a really long week of coloring using all of my sets. So Hub has asked that I back off a little bit, so it's possible that I will skip a day or two. They're only here for 3 nights. So I will go ahead and put that on the table. And I'm not sure, but it would be great if I could get these 2 pages done, but they are very busy pages. So I will just have to do my best. Back to our ready brown. I'm going to bring that down here. Oh, and I was just up and about and I didn't grab an eraser. Silly, silly me. All right, so I want to go with the brown at the top. Okay, so I have one last bit to color, and that is my blonde wood, the last chunk of blonde wood. Okay, the house. Continuing to block everything in. My house colors 9 and 13. And indeed, I am going with sort of a tropical coral. And I am also going to make the pot that it's in be the same coral. See, I need a little eraser for that. Okay, so before I get back to the dark coral, I am going to add some window lights. And I am actually lighting the foliage some as well. And before I get going on the darker coral, I am going to add a little bit of shadow. Leaving this palette somewhat limited. The roof lines are all going to be this same gray. I've got the repeat of the greens for the grass and the leaves, but before I get to that, I am going to put in some of the darker orange. Now I'm going to come in and blend out the dark gray and the orange. All right. Now back to, I have a very faint pot that needs to get fleshed out down here. So this is kind of my plan of action. Okay. Now I'm going to come in and blend all this out using the lighter orange. All right, so I've got everything blocked in. And now I want to intensify everything before we call it done. So one of the things I would like to do is add a little shadowing with the gray underneath the lip of the pot. Not a ton, just a little bit. Then we want to add some shadow lines in our trunk. I've made this quite dark. I did not intend to make it that dark. I will probably have to do some lightening of that. And let's grab a little bit of this blue. Okay. My greens I have off to the other side, so I will grab them. There's the 4 of them. I'm going to take number 70. And darken these shadows. Middle green, bringing out this middle green. still going in ovals or curled lines, maybe is a better. I'm not making sure that my pencil stays down for the entire oval because I'm trying to make it be some random vegetation. Okay, so now I'm going to grab the yellow, and I want to make sure I keep the window lighting. I do see a little bit of cleanup, a little bit of orange right there. And the light green, it's going to come in here. I'm actually coloring this more as a glaze, filling in the white of the tooth that doesn't have any color. Trying to get that all filled in. But I don't want to lose the fluffy look. We have to keep it looking fluffy. And I've got little bits of grass and leaves to color. And we will call this one done. Our storm is going away now. Rumbled on through pretty quickly. And I will share with you the two greens I used for the grass, which are the two lightest greens. So these are the same colors as used on the bonsai branches. I think that's 91, no, 81 and 72. All right, there it is, all finished, fluffy as can be. So do all of the YouTube things: like, share, comment, and subscribe. And we will do this all again tomorrow. Tomorrow's set is Amazon Basics. So I will be working on this tree. And then I will probably, I did have the Amazon Basics today prepared, but didn't want to rush the first one, getting my sea legs back where I don't have to be talking through every little bit, focusing on the pencils. This time I get to focus back on the techniques. So I hope you enjoyed the technique of making these fluffy, shrubby looking bonsai trees. All right, that's it, because I can go on forever. I will see you all tomorrow.